All right, here we go. Welcome to week 11. This week we are starting Unit 3 and dealing with the first of the three principal institutions of the federal government, Congress, which, along with the executive branch, are also known as the political branches of the federal government, as the judiciary and the federal bureaucracy are each uniquely supposed to be, after their fashion, apolitical. We'll talk about what that means in the coming week. Chapter 9 introduces students to Congress and deals with issues like the qualifications and the terms of office for the House of Representatives and the Senate. So how old do you have to be to serve in the House of Representatives? What about the Senate? How long are terms of office for House members versus senators? How does the length of a politician's term of office influence the way they relate to their constituencies and the office itself? If you're up for election every 2 years, that's going to impact the kinds of votes you feel comfortable making. Students will also learn about how the two houses of Congress are organized and the specific powers of each body. For example, the House has a special responsibility for originating all revenue bills, while the Senate has a constitutional role to advise and consent on key executive branch appointments and federal judges. Both houses of Congress also have extensive oversight authority, which means they can call hearings, they can subpoena witnesses, and a subpoena is basically you're showing up. They can publicize problems requiring legislation or exposing corruption. Recently, the Senate Intelligence Committee has been engaged in an investigation of allegations that a foreign government tampered with the 2016 elections. The House Intelligence Committee similarly opened an investigation, but its efforts have been basically hampered by partisan conflict. So another important issue, of course, is gerrymandering, which is sort of an age-old practice of state legislatures drawing federal and state electoral districts in a way that benefit the political party in power at that time. Today, the use of computer technology has enabled really aggressive gerrymandering. And now there are multiple instances where the party controlling state government has so aggressively gerrymandered that their federal electoral districts for the House of Representatives has yielded patently undemocratic outcomes. In North Carolina, for example, the House turnout in federal elections has roughly been equivalent, like 52-48, things like that. And yet Republicans are consistently winning 10 out of 13, seats. A GOP legislator who helped draw the districts basically said, we drew 10-3 districts because we couldn't figure out a way to draw 11-2 districts. A similar situation occurred in Maryland, where Republicans won 37% of the congressional vote, but only got one legislative seat. The Supreme Court recently decided that while partisan gerrymandering was bad, it presented political questions that are beyond the scope of the courts. What are the consequences of that decision? Let's talk about it. So this is the first week of the third unit. So as usual, we're going to have the big two assignments that we always have, the forum and the quiz. Let's make sure we get those assignments turned in on time. And let's have a great week.